What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. So there's not really much coming out when it comes to our economic calendar. We just got new home sales. That was a bit above expectations. Besides that, we just have a couple of bill auctions coming out at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Besides that, like I said before, there's not really much coming out. So what's happening to SPY? We're actually still selling off after what Jerome Powell said yesterday. That there's still a lingering effect of Jerome Powell's cautions about how the Fed is not guaranteed to cut rates and how they have to really just monitor the data. And there is a risk of higher inflation, which is why the Fed has to be very careful. So we're going to be testing 662. We need to get bought back above 663.07 at the very least for there to be some hope for bulls. If 662 fails us, if we can't hold this, I think we could be tipping closer to 660 than 658 next. There might be a temporary pullback. We're barely holding 662 right now, so there is that risk of some downside. But then we're going to see if we bounce near 660 again, we could still see some kind of rebound move. So be careful. We might be dipping towards not only yesterday's low, but actually below that. So I would not rule out the 660 area in case 662 fails us. Then we'll see if we bounce off that or not. So be careful. We could be dipping a bit more on SPY. On the QQQ, we're also below our 20 EMA for now. We need to get back above 597.27 for now for there to be some kind of rebound. If not, there's going to be a risk of us returning back down to 595, then 593 if that fails us. So watch those two supports. Right now, we're showing some weakness, so SPY could dip a bit more. We'll see if we reclaim 597 or not, but for now, there is some downside risk. For the IWM, as you guys can tell, we're actually making lower highs. Now we're watching 243. If that fails us, we could be dipping all the way down to like 242. But if this holds, we could be trying to bounce back up to 245. For now, we're just barely holding our 20 EMA, so we're going to see if we hold 243. If not, this might be dipping a little bit, so be careful on the IWM. This could just be a temporary sell-off. For ES, we failed to hold above 6720, so we're watching 6700 and then 6691 as our two supports. We might be dipping to below 6700 if this fails. There might be a temporary dip. Then we'll see if we bounce near the 50 EMA. By the way, guys, tomorrow we actually have our GDP growth numbers, excuse me. The GDP growth numbers are going to be coming out, and we also have some Fed speakers tomorrow. But on Friday, we have PCE data, so all of this could still change the market's course. Although we're bearish for now, things could still change by tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Tomorrow's a new day. Now on NQ, we have this head and shoulders like pattern. Are we about to dip lower all the way down to about 24,700? We need to get back above 24,100, 24,838, excuse me, to really bounce. If we can't reclaim that, there's going to be a risk of us dipping to the lower 24,700s, and that could lead to even more downside. So be very careful. The downside risk is still there, at least nonetheless. For Bitcoin, we have a nice looking bullish divergence double bottom. We could be retesting 114,296 if this breaks. We're looking for a bigger bounce. If not, we're going to be dipping a lot more, so we'll see how it goes. For Tesla, we're actually making higher lows and higher highs right now. Tesla's looking very resilient. I don't want to see Tesla basically lose 426. And I did mention Tesla could try to bounce as long as we're above 425. So for now, we're watching 440's resistance. We'll see if Tesla breaks that. There is a range between 426 and 440, but overall, it's holding up quite nicely. Nvda is dipping right now. We could be retesting this support right here at 176, and we'll see if we bounce. Apple's dipping a bit. It might be retesting 215. We'll see if it bounces. AMD is kind of flat here. Might retest 160. Palantir is going to likely be retesting 178. If that doesn't hold, we're looking for 175, and we'll see if we bounce. Coinbase should be pushing for about 330. There could be a temporary bounce. It's showing some life. Amazon got a rejection. We're barely holding 220. We need to hold this. Rose 218 is next. I am seeing weakness on Amazon, though. Meta's indecisive. We need to lose 750 to be bearish. But if we're above 758, we could be pushing back up to 764. Hopefully, this tries to bounce, so we'll see how it goes. But as of right now, we're kind of range bound. Google is going to likely be retesting 247.5, and we'll see if we bounce. There's some downside risk. And Microsoft is kind of flat here. We're going to see if it could hold a 507 or not. The VIX is starting to push here. It's on a bit of an uptrend, so we're going to see if this continues to push. Could be looking for 17 soon, which is another sign the market might be dipping. SPY is barely holding 662, so this is at risk of dipping to 660. And the QQQ is barely holding this 596 area, so there's going to be a risk of 595 and 593. So the market may dip temporarily. Okay, keep in mind I'm using the word temporarily. I'm not saying it's going to be forever, but we have lots of data coming out tomorrow with GDP numbers, not to mention our very notorious PCE data on Friday. So we'll see how all this data ends up affecting the markets. Will we get some kind of bounce or not? We'll see about it. With that being said, I thank you all for listening. Watch your levels and peace out.